These are the 5 things that please Devi to have sex. It's a Panchamakara ritual. So it's alcohol, meat, fish and pakoras.
Can you tell us about how Kamakhya came about and the story behind her? And then I'd like to get into Kamakhya Tantra.
Shiva's grief is not getting over at all. So Vishnu cut the body 52 pieces with his Sudarshan chakra. So the Yoni Mandala, which is the uterus, fell in Kamakhya. She is drunk on wine, chilling out. She has no modesty, she'll sit however she wants. And she doesn't have to wear much clothes. She was explaining the Kamakhya Tantra. What kind of woman is good to have sex with for the ritual? Kamakhya is pleased if she's menstruating during her period.
So a lady who's menstruating can do the ritual?
It's more auspicious if she does it. They say a prostitute is like the most pleasing for Devi. The secret of immortality, Akasha Chakra is just above your head. If you move your hand there, you'll be able to feel it in your body.
Guru Pashupati Nath, the co-founder of Chamundi Gurukulam, is the Parampara Adhikari of the ancient Shlloka Khada, established 17,000 years ago by Shankar Nath.
What is the color of my aura right now?
Right now it's more like bluish here, and if you come from here onwards it's yellow. When women are on their periods, they have tamasic energy, so it's a lot of blue around them. I can know who has their period by looking at their aura.
Just for the viewers, I'm on my period and that is how you spotted the blue. What is the mudra science?
This is a mudra that I recommend that everyone does. If you touch the head nerves to here, which is your sexual energy now, this is between your legs. You're connecting your head to your sexual energy. The pathway for your sexual energy to go upwards gets opened. So this mudra is called Urdhva Retas Mudra. Shiva came and stopped her from destroying the universe. He came and laid down in front of her. She put her foot on him, and the moment she put her foot on him, her tongue came out. I made a mistake. So if you want to correct any mistake in your life, just keep pulling your tongue down like Kaali. And you can correct any mistake in your life.
A direct disciple of Maha Avatar Babaji, he is a master of 44 different martial arts, including the secret Himalayan martial arts, who has also trained the Indian Navy commandos. He finds his mission in guiding others away from animalistic instincts and helping them realize their highest potential.
So painful period for women is a problem, which means...
You're not supposed to have any pain in your period at all.
Not even cramps?
No, it's not designed like that. There's so many medicinal plants around us right now. I can cure people's lungs, I can cure people's kidneys, I can cure people's liver from the plants I see here.
A master of 6 immortal schools of yoga, Vedas, Upanishads, Tantras and the Puranas, Guru Pashupati Nath has been sent back to civilization, where he is now teaching the elusive immortal forms of yoga.
Navratri is the journey of the lonely Kundalini to meet Shiva again. We consider changes that's happening in Devi herself, because she is Sarva Bhuteshu, she is every element. So the first 3 chakras, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipura, is correct. All 3 are tamasic chakras. So we channel energy into that till something changes inside. Then they'll wake up after that. Your ancestors, they loved you enough to give you your body. They have the right to contact you. The past 2-3 generations can contact you during the Amavasya depending on the energy. Like comb your ear from here to here, do it 108 times on each side. You'll feel so much relief, you'll sleep so well and get all the blessings of all the ancestors. Just think of a blue flame. Any blue flame, you just imagine it. You push that karma into this. Along with it, the ancestor also gets liberated of that karma.
All species upgrading themselves in the next birth?
I know many human beings who didn't get a human birth back. If you don't value a human birth, Devi will take it away.
So if I'm committing suicide, I'm depressed with my life and committing suicide,
You don't deserve a human birth.
I will not come back as a human?
Mrityur Mokshiyam Amritat is there in the holiest mantra in the Vedas, says, free me from death and never from immortality. I know you failed your whole life to set boundaries, but this Navratri, on these 2 days, you'll be able to do it with Devi's grace. You can wear your clothes and sit in the sun with your womb facing the sun. Suddenly, women will get so charged if they sit in the sun.
Shouldering the responsibility of preserving and teaching this timeless wisdom, it is our honor to have with us in today's spiritual episode of the Body to Being podcast, Guru Pashupati Nath Ji.
But a woman using her subtle senses can get so much intuitive knowledge and also be able to predict the future. If women start getting ambitious, then all sorts of things will happen. Wars have happened because of women's ambition. Because Devi said she'll come for this podcast. And she gave out information that I never thought that I would give out.
Namaskaram. I'm Shloka, a classical Hatha Yoga teacher. I'm also a diet and lifestyle expert. Today, coming from the etheric forests of the Chamundi Hill, comes a very mystical episode on the divine feminine, Kamakhya Tantra, Kaali, feminine sexuality. If you haven't already, I'd be very grateful if you can subscribe because unfortunately, 95% of our viewers don't. Pranam. Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaste.
Thank you for this conversation.
It's my pleasure.
So we're entering the feminine phase of the year. As I understand, there are few months in the year which are masculine and few months which are feminine. I want to talk about the divine feminine. I'd like to start with Kamakhya. She's supposed to be the epitome when it comes to Tantra. Can you tell us about how Kamakhya came about and the story behind her? And then I'd like to get into Kamakhya Tantra.
Shiva's wife, Sati, sacrificed her life. She left her body.
First wife, right?
And she was Mahamaya herself, was Devi herself. And when she left her body, Shiva was in grief. And then he cried and Vaitarni river came out of his eyes, which became a moat around the world of the dead. After that, Shiva's grief was not getting over at all. So Vishnu cut the body, pieces, 52 pieces with his Sudarshan chakra. So the Yoni Mandala, which is the uterus and everything, that fell in Kamakhya. And then out of that came a very beautiful woman, divine woman. Her beauty can't be explained. And she is so liberated as a woman. She is drunk on wine, chilling out. She has no modesty. She'll sit however she wants. And she doesn't have to wear much clothes. She has got a moon on her head. And she's extremely beautiful. You've never seen anyone so beautiful. If you read the Kamakhya Tantra, you can read it yourself. Kamakhya Tantra is available on Amazon and in English as well. There's the Sanskrit text and then there's the English. When I read the English, I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's talked about in the Sanskrit, and I translate it correctly for my students. This also has a general category of who's good at spirituality, who is a Divya student, who is a Veera student, who's a Pashu student. There are the three types. The Tamasic ones are called Pashus. The Rajasic ones are called Veeras. And the Sattvic ones are called Divya. So how to identify a Sattvic student?
Yeah.
With divine qualities. How to identify a Sadhguru? Who is a Sadhguru? And what is the difference between a Sadhguru and a Dongi Guru? They've explained in the Kamakhya Tantra. Everything is explained. If you read it, you can check. So it's given all these references. And then it's talked about some ways to have sex which please the goddess. And it's not just sex, it's a Panchamakara ritual. So it's alcohol, meat, fish, pakodas, Mudra, dumplings, and sex. These are the 5 things that please Devi, and they are the 5 elements, and there's a particular way to do that, and there are certain rituals. And all those rituals are described in the Kamakhya Tantra. It talks about how to kill enemies, how to get people out of your way, all these things, Chatan, Sammohan, all of the tantric stuff is there, which you can practice if you have a guru. If you don't have a guru and you try to practice it, everything backfires, because the first few chapters, the importance of the guru is only being explained.
Okay.
So you have to understand the importance of a guru, because Shiva is explaining this to Parvati. What kind of woman is good to have sex with for the ritual? For the ritual.
Yeah.
Kamakhya is pleased if she's menstruating during her period. That's when she's pleased, because she likes all the blood.
So a lady who's menstruating can do the ritual.
It's more auspicious if she does it.
Wow, which is so anti what we know in the mainstream spirituality.
Yeah, it's totally opposite. They say a prostitute is like the most pleasing for Devi. A prostitute on her period is even more pleasing for Devi. That's supposed to be the highest. People can't digest this.
Yeah.
Because everything they were told that this is bad. But it is bad if you go and do it for your lust. If you do it as sadhana to Devi, then it's not bad. And then everybody like, I want to do it as a sadhana for Devi. But I know the difference as a guru, who's lusting and who's coming to actually do the sadhana. Mm-hmm. So I don't keep it on offer. It's not on my website that I teach this. 5,000 years has passed since Kali started. In another 5,000 years, it becomes Ghor Kalyug.
What's going to happen in Ghor Kalyug?
Ghor Kalyug is rivers run dry. There's no food to eat and it's miserable, no trees, and people have just lost their genuineness. How to survive it?
Yeah, how to survive it?
It's written in the Devi Puran. Of course, you need the company of rishis, gurus and stuff like that who really know what they're doing. And it's only through knowledge. So from Brahma's 9 chakras called Maha Chakra. From his Maha Chakra came out a wheel. And the wheel went spinning, and it landed at Naimisharanya. Because Nemi. There was a small gap in the Nemi, the rotating wheel, through which the sadhus could get into it. Once they got into it, they're protected from Kaali. Nothing happens to them. But you can visualize this. You can visualize this coming out of Brahma and surrounding you. And you're in the center of it. And you say, Nemi Sharanam Namo Nama. You visualize the wheel and comes around you and say, Nemi Sharanam Namo Nama. Every time you know you're going to do something stupid, you can do this. Need protection from Kaali, you can do this.
Is Kaali different from Kaali?
Kaali and Kaali are completely different. Kaali is the goddess.
Yeah.
But Kaali is the villain after which Kali Yuga is named. He's the Rakshas that Vishnu is coming to kill.
That is very interesting. When I heard this in one of your videos, you said that the interplay of good and evil is what we are looking out to experience, and that's why we come to this Shloka.
Yeah, earth is for that. Because earth is made from Asura fat.
So destruction is not wrong. Evil is not wrong.
It's not wrong. That's the interesting game, that you're here to protect yourself. It's like playing a game of Angry Birds, but that's your life. You need to be good at the game. And the same levels that you die, you come back to again. Just like in a game that you die, then you have to restart the level. To be immortal, you have to keep crossing every level. And then you're immortal. Make your body to heal every day from everything that's damaged it in that day.
Can you take us through this, please?
The secret of immortality, or the obvious process of immortality, is to repair faster than you damage.
Example?
Every cell of your body gets damaged, and that's why you age.
Yeah.
If I can repair all of them faster than they get damaged, you'll never age.
How do I repair them?
Prana, energy. So the more energy you can generate and accumulate, it's through the process of pranayama. People learn pranayama, but they don't really understand what they're doing, because pranayama is the science of immortality. And there are books written about it. Tirumandiram has so many immortal secrets. Yoga Upanishads, so many immortal secrets. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, so many immortality secrets. But they can only be decoded by a guru and taught to you. If you read it, you won't understand anything.
We've already touched upon the female yoni, but the key of the Kamakhya Tantra is also on the female yoni. Could you elaborate a little bit on this, Guruji?
Yeah, because the Devi's yoni is called Hiranyagarbha. The yoni is round, and that's the uterus. And there is Bhaga, which is the vulva, not yoni. So the yoni is the womb inside. The womb is supposed to be like an egg. It's an anda. And whatever you fill inside that anda will manifest. That is the power of a woman's womb. If you can just hold your concentration there, the womb itself is very charged with electricity. It is hydrophilic, first of all, so it takes all the water and it converts it into structured water, which is electrical water. Structured water has something called a exclusion zone, which is the electrically charged zone of it. So it's also called easy water, exclusion zone water. This was very recently discovered, but the womb has a lot of exclusion zone water. It also, if you can expose it to near infrared light, it gets charged up even more. So early morning light, as soon as the sun rises for the next 2 hours, you can wear your clothes and sit in the sun with your womb facing the sun. If you're able to sit like that, then the near infrared lights go in and penetrate, and they create a bigger exclusion zone. Suddenly women will get so charged if they sit in the sun, the early morning sun. This is not the sun in the afternoon which is hot and uncomfortable. This is that early morning light, Aruna.
What time are we looking at?
From sunrise, 2 hours, usually.
So about 8ish.
Yeah, so in India it would be around 6 to 8. I can see the light around you right now. And if I really focus, I can even see an aura around you. Like,
I hope it's not black.
No, it's not. It's not, because I gave you a lot of healing now, no? So there'll be like a lot of energy coming in. There is a lot of energy coming in.
What is the color of my aura right now?
Right now it's more like bluish here. And if you come from here onwards, it's yellow. So it has 2 layers kind of thing.
And what would this signify, the color?
And more than the color, the vitality is good now.
Okay.
You know, because you'll feel it. You'll be feeling the energy right now. So you can check the person's vitality. And the color, well, it gives you a feeling that the blue ranges are more cool and the yellow ranges are more hot. So this is tamasic, this is rajasic. When women are on their periods, they have tamasic energy. So it's a lot of blue around them. I can know who has their period by looking at their aura. If you develop your subtle senses, you can see all this information. You'll calibrate yourself after some time because there's no book about it. You can't write a standard book about it because the way you perceive subtle energy is that you take subtle information and then there is a process inside the brain which converts one sense to the other. When you get into a very deep state of sleep, just before falling asleep, everything becomes lucid. Or just when you wake up, everything is lucid as well. You can get into those states at will by training. You just have to learn to breathe like how you breathe when you fall asleep. You have to make the same mudras you make when you fall asleep. There are some secret mudras which can help you to sleep, get into very deep Yoga Nidra. Nidra mudras are there. You can get into different mudras, nidras using the mudras.
Since you talked about mudra, I had a question on mudra science. But before that, just for the viewers, I'm on my period and that is how you spotted the blue. The blue aura, because I'm on my period right now. Talking about mudra science, Guruji, what is the mudra science and what are some of the daily mudras that we can use which can impact us positively?
And this is a mudra that I recommend that everyone does. Okay, just put it here in the center. That's it. This is a mudra. If you're able to do this mudra,
4 fingers are closed, right?
4 fingers are closed, but it's in the middle of the 4 fingers. You put your thumb. That's all. This one will recharge you up. This is how the human being is. These two are the hands. These two are the legs. And this is the head and the neck.
Okay.
So, I mean, nerves connect like that. So, if you touch the head nerves to here, which is your sexual energy now, this is between your legs.
Okay.
You're connecting your head to your sexual energy. The pathway for your sexual energy to go upwards gets opened. So, this mudra is called Urdhva Retas Mudra. It will create an upward flow of your energy. Okay.
And what's going to happen once the energy goes up?
You won't be wasting your sexual energy in various titillations. Men do this, women do this with their fantasies. They don't do it with porn in general. They can do it with porn, waste their sexual energy. But men get titillated a lot by porn.
And women is 50 Shades of Grey.
That kind of literature and stories and fantasies, and they get into that and they get titillated and lose their sexual energy. Then, because sexual energy is the basic energy, it's called Mula Agni. The second Agni is your digestive fire, Jatara Agni. The third is your intellectual fire, Chitta Agni. If it is not coming all the way up, the Mula Agni is not coming all the way up, your Chitta Agni will be weak, you'll be intellectually weak, even your digestion will be weak, your metabolism will be weak if you're just wasting your sexual energy left, right and center. And your periods will be very painful. Women get a report card every month. Men get the report card when they get erectile dysfunction.
So painful period for women is a problem?
Yeah.
Okay, which means?
You're not supposed to have any pain when you period at all.
Not even cramps?
No, it's not designed like that. But they convince people that painful period is a problem while women continue to waste their sexual energy making Bollywood rich. And all this Raga, Dvesha, Vyasana comes because you are creating your story out of your feelings. But what if you just focused on your sensations? Every sensation has a thought. Say you're feeling pain. Pain is an emotion. The sensation will be more like a knife is pushing into my back.
Yeah.
That's a sensation. Pain is a judgment and a story already. Feel the knife pushing into your back. You're like, yeah, that feels sharp.
Yeah.
But don't say painful because painful is an emotion.
Even science now is telling us that pain is actually 2/3 psychological.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% psychological. Pain doesn't exist. Sensations exist. If you keep focusing on the sensation, you'll be able to take out the pain. I mean, there's no pain. The sensation itself will diminish and leave. Whatever sensation you have, if you focus on it, you'll get thoughts that will allow you to make it leave. You don't have to go through an emotional cycle. Just bypass that road. Just don't go to this garbage town called emotions.
So if I'm hurt, I should focus myself on that hurt, on that sensation?
On the sensation. Your body automatically will get thoughts what to do about it. How do you think medicine was discovered? By focusing on the sensations, they knew what to do. Body told them what plant to eat. This is how your cat knows what to eat when his stomach is upset.
True.
And your dog knows, but human doesn't know.
Yeah.
I can put human in Chamundi forest here and they can't find anything. There's so many medicinal plants around us right now. I can cure people's lungs. I can cure people's kidneys. I can cure people's liver from the plants I see here.
What are some of the plants?
This one is called lantana.
Okay.
If you take its berries and eat it,
Okay.
even smokers, everything will come out, like all the tar stuff will all come
Okay.
out. It's a neem tree. I can use this to cure your liver right here. Nobody knows. I just need to take these leaves, grind it up, boil it in water, filter it, and drink that water. My liver will get cleaned if I do that. What else did I say? It is growing here.
Huh?
This is a particular grass. You can make an extract from this which will cure inflamed pancreas. You will know when you focus on your pain which plant you need. Till now I have not died eating any plant because every time I've tried it, it's worked out correct.
So is there a sadhana to cultivate this awareness?
Need blessings of the Siddhas, Agastya, Dhanavantri. You need blessings of those Siddhas, then they will open your eye for it. And you can see. Everything inside is blocked.
Yeah.
Our entire manas is blocked because we haven't really. Every chakra is a gateway into the manas, right? And there are 9 ways to enter into your body consciousness. Your nose, your ears, your eyes. These are Ida Nadi. 1, 2, 3 are the mouths of Ida Nadi. 1, 2, 3 are the mouths of Pingala Nadi, right side. And then 1, 2, 3. The other 3 orifices of the body are gateways into the Sushumna Nadi. So you can enter into your Nadi system, you can enter through the chakra system directly into the physical body, and you can see what level of knowledge is there and what level of energy is there. There has to be huge energy.
Yeah.
And the bigger your energy, the more your reality only will shift after some time. You'll be able to shift timelines. There'll be a version of you which is learned and the version of you which is not learned, and you'll be able to become the learned version in a second.
You read The Secret of Kaali. You were thinking about The Secret of Kaali.
The secret of Kaali is her tongue. When she stepped on Shiva, she was in a destroying frenzy. She was Kalaratri. Parvati took off her skin, and inside was the darkness of the universe called Kalaratri.
Parvati took off her own skin.
Yes.
Okay.
Parvati is Gauri. She's white. She took off her skin and there's only darkness inside. She became Kalaratri, and all the universes and everything started getting into her. At that time, Shiva came and stopped her from destroying the universe. He came and lay down in front of her. She put her foot on him, and the moment she put her foot on him, her tongue came out. I made a mistake. So if you want to correct any mistake in your life, just keep pulling your tongue down like Kaali. And you can correct any mistake in your life. If you do this for some time, your thoughts will change.
And we do that naturally. Don't we tend to do that? Yeah.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. So that's just one mudra of Kaali.
Why is she black?
She is black because she pulled off her skin, no? And only the darkness of the universe was inside. All the light was taken on. Gauri is the one glowing with white light. Gauri means white. But Gauri became Kaali when she pulled off her skin. She became Kalaratri, and then when she stood, she became Bhadra Kaali. And Kaali means black.
And Kaali is essentially Parvati.
Kaali is essentially Parvati, yeah, same. With skin, without skin.
And I think this is the only culture, Guruji, where we worship the goddess who bites people's heads off, right? Only culture. So the horrible version of the Devi, the most ghastly
even
version.
the beautiful version,
Yeah.
Rajasic, Tamasic, Sattvic, all goddesses are worshipped.
Why do you think the horrible versions, whether it was Shiva or Shakti, why do you think these have been embraced and revered in our culture? What's the reason?
They have to be, you know. Without that, you can't have Rajas. And without Rajas, you cannot have Sattva. So all are dependent on each other. And without all these 3, you can't have Nirgun, which is transcendent. So we have the transcendent God whose form we don't know, because there is no way to know. So we can say the formless God. And then there is the gods with form, which fall into 3 categories. We don't really worship the Rajasic gods. Brahma, because of his Rajas, got a curse that he won't be worshipped. He lied. So we worship the Tamasic and we worship the Sattvic. We don't worship the Rajasic goddesses.
Why the Tamasic? Tamasic is latent, no? I mean, like
Tamasic
laziness.
is, no, it's not latency. Tamasic is like your period. It's a time for rest. Tamas is rest, darkness, where you have low energy. Sleep is Tamasic. And, Sattvic only just means, according to my Guru, it's a balance of Rajasic and Tamasic, which leads to Sattvic. It's not a state by itself. So when we have enough rest, then we have some really fantastic action. So I asked him what the ratio is. He said 95 to 5.
What is 95? What is 5?
95 is rest.
And 5 is?
5 is action. The action you take in that 5 will allow you to again rest for 95. So if you look at your day as a 24-hour cycle, women should look at their month as a 28-day cycle. And the peak ovulation time is when you'll act, which is just 5 days. It's more than 5%, I don't know. But even in that, there'll be rest, no? So he was saying the total action that you need is only on the 5 days of ovulation. And the rest of it is all to design, recoup, redesign, recoup, prepare, get ready, boom, take another bout of action and then relax.
So women are going to be productive for a limited period of time in a month.
Yeah. And men are also productive for a limited time during the day. Women will be productive for all 24 hours of those 5 days. Men are productive only for a limited time, from 11 to 1, I guess. That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Something like that. So the rest of the time is spent in sadhana and learning. All learning is tamasic. Icha, kriya, jnana are tamasic, rajasic and sattvic. Icha is sattvic, jnana is tamasic, kriya is rajasic. These are the three aspects of Devi, the three Shaktis of Devi. So she has all three Shaktis. She has Sattvic Shakti, which creates Icha. She has Rajasic Shakti, which creates action. And she has Tamasic Shakti, which creates knowledge. So knowledge is coming only out of tamas. Those who don't have tamas don't have knowledge. A guru has to be very tamasic because guru deals in knowledge.
Tamas is not a bad thing,
It's
like
a
it's made
great
out to
thing.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. So that's why I fast so much, and during the festivals and all, I eat vegetarian so that I can rest and be tamasic. But now people are thinking that vegetarian food is sattvic. You're fully confused. Your food is what it makes you. Vegetarian food makes you tamasic. It makes you docile. It makes you like not have that. It makes you non-violent and relaxed, and it's good for learning. So during Navratri and all, I eat veg food.
Should everyone be having vegetarian food during
No.
Navratri?
Those who are doing paran of
Okay.
Devi. If you're doing paran, then you have to be
Okay.
veg. Because
Okay.
you have to sit there for a long time. If you eat meat and chilies and all that exciting food,
Yeah.
then you'll want to jump and
Yeah.
bounce and sing Jai Mata Di and cut something's head off. But if you want to just sit down and learn about Devi and read Devi Bhagavatam, then you need to be vegetarian. Same with Shivratri, you sit and meditate. So we are vegetarian during Shivratri also, we don't eat meat. So there are days when, if you are doing sadhana, Shiv sadhana, Mondays don't eat meat. Do the sadhana.
Why on Mondays?
Don't go
shouldn't
to
we
office also.
eat? Okay.
Because Monday is Moon Day. It is a day beloved to Shiva, and that's why he wears a moon on his head. Right?
Yeah.
So Shiva is very much related with the moon, and he's tamasic like the moon. It's just, you can see him lying down. Kaali is on his chest.
Yeah.
So he's just lying down.
Guruji, I'd like to ask you about Navratri, since it's around the corner.
Yeah, it's coming up.
What is happening scientifically on an energy level on the planet which makes us celebrate Navratri?
Navratri is the journey of the lonely Kundalini to meet Shiva again. It's a journey that happens inside our body, and as inside, so outside, really. The microcosm and the macrocosm are the same. So these cycles are happening even in the whole universe. That is what we consider the changes that's happening in Devi herself, because she is, Sarva Bhuteshu. She's every element. That's why it's a very important time. Because for us, it's like, we were talking earlier and you said you swim in the ocean. So when you go with the tide, it's so much different when you go against the tide. So this is a time when the tide is turning. So this is the time where you can understand this journey and each of the stops and what is the roles that Devi takes. There are 9 chakras. Everybody talks about 7 chakras.
Okay, there are 9 chakras.
9 important chakras, and it has to be 9 because the chakras are according to the 3 gunas. The first 3 are tamasic, the next 3 are rajasic, and the next 3 are sattvic. So the first 3 chakras, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipura, this is correct. All 3 are tamasic chakras.
So, can you please let us know where these
Mooladhara
chakras
is on
are?
the pelvic floor, Swadhisthana is on the genitals, and in the Nabhi or the navel is Manipura. And here in the heart, there is Anahata. And Anahata, Vishuddhi, and Agya are 3 Rajasic chakras. And then there's Talu, which is the foramen magnum, which is where your spinal cord comes out of your head, here in the back. Nirvana chakra and Akasha chakra is just above your head. You move your hand just about a span above your head. If you move your hand there,
Okay.
you'll be able to feel it in your body. And when we give Diksha to someone, we give it in this chakra. 7 siddhas or 5 siddhas will hold their hands above here on the Diksha. I call other siddhas to give Diksha, I don't give alone. And they support me in the Diksha. So we channel energy into that till something changes inside the person who's getting the Diksha, Shaktipeeth. Then they'll wake up after that. They can't live an unconscious life anymore. Okay? So this journey to get Devi all the way here and experience every aspect of her and celebrate every aspect of her, that's what Navratri is. Mahalaya, we celebrate the unborn Devi, who's not yet even, when Devi is just an idea and she is not yet emerged. When she has an idea that I should create the universe, but it's not yet happened. But that idea has energy. So she's carrying it in her womb. So that womb energy is on Mahalaya, which is also the last day of Pitru Paksha. So Mahalaya is a time when so many Pitrus will come out. 7 generations Pitrus.
That's the Mahalaya Amavasya, right?
Yes, Mahalaya Amavasya. 7 generations Pitrus will come out.
You mean ancestors?
Ancestors.
Disembodied beings?
Disembodied ancestors who are stuck in various worlds and not able to take a human birth. They will get access to talk to you. And they talk to you from this nadi called the Pitru Nadi. It starts from here, on top of the ear, goes around, then comes down your neck, and then comes off your ring finger. Okay? This is called Pitru Nadi. So that's where you'll feel pains along here. Here. On Mahalaya or any other Amavasya. Because Amavasya is the time for them to come. So every Amavasya, this is a good practice to do. Push everything into my Guru's blue flame. You should just think of a blue flame. It doesn't matter whether it matches my imagination of the flame or yours or what I saw in his cave. Doesn't matter. Any blue flame, any shade of blue, you just imagine it and you push that karma into this. Yeah? Along with it, the ancestor also gets liberated of that karma. They come and put their karmas on you and you can push it into the blue flame. And you do it on both sides. Female ancestors come on your left side, male ancestors come on your right side.
But why would they push their karmas onto us?
Because they can on this day. 7 generations can come and push their karmas onto your timeline from their timeline. So that's a way for, not only a way for them to get relief, it's also a way for them to communicate to you that how much we are suffering. So that you can sample a little bit of the suffering and you'll know how much that they're suffering. So they're giving you suffering samples, like this is what is going on. When you listen to someone call you from a war zone, even you suffer. That's like that. That's like receiving a call from someone you love in a war zone. That's your ancestors. They loved you enough to give you your body. They participated and donated their DNA for you. And so they have the right to contact you in this world. This is Devi's law, that they will be allowed to contact you on Mahalaya, 7 generations. And the past 2-3 generations can contact you during the Amavasya depending on the energy, okay? Every Amavasya is not the same. So this is like minimum 7 is what Devi is saying. Yeah? There could be more. So that's why Mahalaya starts with a bang. If you liberate all these ancestors' karmas, so sit on Mahalaya and really like comb your ear from here to here. Do it 108 times on each side. You'll feel so much relief. You'll sleep so well and get all the blessings of all the ancestors whose karmas got liberated as they were trying to put it on your timeline. And you will also feel the liberation, and so much anxiety that's not yours will be gone. The first Devi on the first day is called Shailaputri. She is Parvati as a unmarried woman, as a Kanya. That would be her. Think of the most disciplined woman, and that's her. On this day, try to dedicate yourself to learning. All you want to do is learning. Try to find out what's the knowledge gap between you and your dreams. This is the sadhana you have to do on the first day, Shailaputri, where you write down your current location accurately. Where are you? Don't lie about it. Say the actual state of your job, your marriage, your health, and whatever else is there in your life. Just say the accurate state. From that, a dream will come. And then from that, you'll find a knowledge gap that you don't know. That knowledge gap is the one where you have to become expert now. This much you have to understand. Shailaputri. Day 2 is Brahmacharini. And this is where you will control your sexual energy on this day. Which means you have to put all your concentration on your womb.
And for the men?
For men also, put all your concentration on your genitals, prostate gland, testicles. For women, it's vulva, vagina, womb. Okay, for men, it's prostate gland, testicles, and penis. So you put all of your energy there. I had to do it the whole day. Just sit and just keep focusing there. And you will develop a lot of energy. You will feel thirsty for water. You'll have to drink a lot of water. And you'll have to eat a lot of fat, like ghee. So eat some ghee also on that day. Then what will happen is that you will be able to pull this up and store it in your head. Urdhvaretas. Use this mudra, Urdhvaretas mudra, and pull it up on that day. Once you feel the development of that energy, you start pulling it up. Push it up, Urdhvaretas. Send it all the way to your Akash chakra, all the energy. That's what you have to do. So it will go along the Saraswati Nadi or Sushumna Nadi all the way up. And there'll be a storehouse of prana on top of your head. Chandraghanta is when she started dancing for Shiva's attention. She had moon-shaped bells, gungurus. So that's what Chandraghanta is. And today is a day where you have to visualize your action. Like, what are you going to do? Just fantasize about it. Just make space. Have space this day so that you can visualize yourself without disturbance. And by space, I mean also take time out for yourself. Don't let anyone else eat your time this day, whether you're a man or a woman. Sit and concentrate on what is. See every possibility. See the movie of every possibility of how you can get better, how you can get what you want, how you can get to this dream destination, and really literally act it out in your mind. You act it out in your mind. This is a day where you'll get a lot of information about your life for the next 1 year at least, or if not even more.
When you say information, that would be vision?
Intuition, which will be in vision also sometimes. Sometimes it will come as a word. Sometimes it comes as a feeling. But you will get in this information that what can you do next, and how can you do it, and what are the ways that it can go wrong, and what are the ways that it can be fixed.
So planning essentially.
Yeah, essentially visualizing a path, and not only one path but many paths, and then comparing all of them and then choosing the best path for you. You'll make decisions on this day, on the Chandraghanta day, which is the third day. Okay, make decisions about your future, which is very important for you right now. Kushumanda is more like this day you pray to Devi to create an anda for you, which is going to grow into this. It's like an egg or a seed. Bindu is called. She's going to give you that seed inside of you. And so you ask her for a seed now. Now you got a goal. You know the path. And you invite Devi. I want you as a seed in my creation. So she'll give you some seed. Something in you will change. She'll plant a seed inside you. And you'll start to grow that seed. So this is the time that you ask Devi, let your seed come in me in some way. And her bindu will come somewhere and sit in your body. You just take it wherever it comes. You'll go in one of the chakras and sit. And if you got like multiple intentions, then multiple bindus of Devi will come and sit in you when you ask her like this. Yeah, I'm telling you, without any ritual, no mantras, no mudras, no nothing. Just your direct communication with Devi. It's more advanced than the mantras, mudras, because it's an actual connection. Okay. So those who are still grasping for mantras, mudras and hiding your true feelings, Devi doesn't care if you hide your true feelings. He only cares about your honesty. If you lie about who you are and where you are, with whom you are and what you're doing together, if you lie about this, they will abandon you because you're not appreciating the reality of the karma she's given you. Skandamata. This is Devi when she conceives of a project with Shiva, which is the creation of Skanda to kill Tarakasur. Not literally a child. It is you aligning with a purpose. It is Vidya aligning with Dharma. So that's what it should be. If you're a man, you should have Dharma. If you're a woman, you should have Vidya. And you decide what Dharma you want to align yourself with. And for men, if you have Dharma, then you decide what Vidya you want to align with. Because Devi's Vidyas are of 3 types. Rajasic, Tamasic and Sattvic. And Nirgun. 4 types. Which Vidya do you want to align with? You have to decide. And is it going to be learning, which is Tamasic? Is it going to be action, which is Rajasic? Is it going to be ideation or intention, which is Sattvic? Or is it going to be Nirgun, which There are no words to describe because every word has a gun. So this is like nothing can be talked about it because it's nirgun. How will you talk about something that has no attributes? So that's also a kind of Shakti. And that can be experienced when you become attributeless in deep sleep, Sushupti, deep unconsciousness actually. You're conscious about nothing. There are no objects for you. You're not even conscious that you're conscious. It happens to everyone in the very deep sleep. So Devi comes even there. She comes there as Yoga Nidra. As Yoga Nidra, she is in all the 5 states of consciousness.
What is Yoga Nidra for the viewers, very simply put?
It is yogic sleep. Nidra means sleep. So you look like you're sleeping, but you're actually in yoga. You're traveling in all the 5 consciousnesses. Jagrut, which is the wakeful consciousness, Swapna, dream consciousness, Sushupti, deep unconsciousness, Turiya, which is you become aware that you are all objects that you see. That's Turiya. There's no word for it in English. Even the word Turiya means fourth. There's no word in Sanskrit also called fourth. The fourth state of consciousness is when you are everything. You start seeing yourself as everything. And the 5th stage of consciousness, when there are no objects, but there's only consciousness, pure intention. There's only intention, there's no object of attention or senses, there's no object. And these 5 consciousnesses are within us always.
Do we all experience them in our sleep, or only the sadhakas do?
Sadhaks can get all, it takes time to experience Turiya and Turiyatita. Everyone experiences all the first 3. Jagrut, Swapna, Sushupti are like, it's the premium model. You know,
Okay.
These 3 are free, but the other 2 you have to work for.
Okay.
You have to pay a premium for it in terms of your discipline, your life decisions, your behavior, and your character. Skandamata is you becoming aware of what purpose can you align with and what kind of knowledge do you need, and thinking who can give that to you in your life. You start looking outside now. You start looking at how, with whom can I co-create what. That's Skandamata. Ma Katyayani, like Chamundi, the goddess who likes to kill everything. She was born in the ashram of Katyayan Rishi, that's why she's called Katyayani. Kalaratri, I told you, is the one, like Katyayani herself is all about like massive action. Massive action. This is the time you want to clean your room, you want to break up with your boyfriend, you want to do anything. This is the day.
Okay.
6th and 7th day are the great days for you to do these things. And Kalaratri's energy is very similar, like even more mad. The things that have been bogging you down and you've been failing at, and then whatever, you want to take massive heroic action on these 2 days. And you will see huge results this Navratri. This is same with Kalaratri. Mad frenzy until Mahagauri. She puts back her Kalaratri, ripped out her skin and went all out. She cured a problem, became civilized again. This is the time for you to set all the new boundaries, and you will see that it's accepted peacefully. It'll take you 2 days of struggle to get all the boundaries and explain to people, but this time in the 3rd day you'll have the energy to set all the boundaries. Siddhidatri will give you siddhis, and she will skip a whole cycle of learning for you. Siddhi is just that you can do something again and again perfectly. Siddhi means perfection. You're able to do something again and again perfectly, you have a siddhi. Whatever you have had on your heart, she will give you siddhi in it. That means you can do it with your eyes closed, you can do it when you're asleep.
That kind of perfection in the craft.
So if what you wanted was to set boundaries, you'll be able to do it with everyone. If what you wanted was to be a painter, you'll be able to make some amazing paintings forever. You want to be a musician, you'll be able to produce amazing music, because you kicked out all those relationships which were not good on 2 days, 6th and 7th day. And on the 8th day, you kind of set the boundaries, and now you're ready. Just pray to Devi and say, may I get siddhi in these things, and whatever other siddhis you want to give me, because I'm always greedy for your love. Just say this to her. And she's never disappointed me when I said this last sentence. It's a hack. If you say, give me any other siddhis along with it, you don't mind giving. And she'll give me more than I can imagine, because I'm telling you, don't ask Devi for things. I'm like, Devi, you know what I... Good. Nobody's taught you Navratri sadhana like this.
Yes.
So you can rewind the video, make notes about what I said, and just practice.
I don't think it's out there anywhere.
No.
It's very unique.
There's something Mahathir Babaji taught me, and I practice this every Navratri. It catapults my life to the next level.
From Mahavatar Babaji, he's your guru.
Yeah.
You've spent a lot of time in the Himalayas
Yeah.
with Kaali. Kaali was also your
Kaali
guru.
was
and
also my guru, yeah.
Mahavatar Babaji was also your guru. Can you please tell us your time in the Himalayas?
It was, in the beginning, I was very zapped because Baba used to melt time, slip through places. Suddenly we're in Varanasi, suddenly we're somewhere else in 4 steps. In 6 steps we were somewhere else. And it took total 12 steps to reach his place, his cave.
Time traveled.
Time and space travel. And we're in his cave. And in his cave there's another Mahatar Babaji sitting inside.
These are formless or are they?
No, his real physical body is in the cave. And this is his projection, which is also, like, he can touch you and all and you'll feel warm and everything. But you can also run through him. And I used to test it, put my hand through it, say, take your hand out. What do you feel, Babaji, when I do that? Kind of like ticklish but different on an energy level. So don't disturb me, don't do that. When I thought, let me run through Mahatar Babaji, he made himself so hard like a wall, I smacked my nose. And then he said, never do that again. Don't run through my body. It's a body, it's not your toy. It's not your plaything. I was like, okay. Full blood. And that was the day he introduced me to Kaali. He said, he needs martial arts discipline. Teach him.
So you learned the Himalayan secret of martial arts.
Kaali's martial art called Kalim. She taught me. But Babaji had been teaching me this art. Kaali is also his teacher. So he took me to her. Babaji taught me the art of Kalim when I was 13 years old in Bangalore. Because I wanted a guru to teach me to fight. And I was getting patched up by the kids there because of my stammering. I used to stammer so much, And
He's such a good communicator.
I know, right? I can't believe that I don't stammer anymore. Because it was a very difficult time for me. A lot of bullying, a lot of hitting. And because I wouldn't be quiet. I said, I don't care. I don't want to morally judge him. I just want to learn martial arts. And he was teaching me. He was teaching me left, right and center. And that's how I became really good at martial arts. So I already knew Kalim to a large extent. Kalim is the name of the martial art of Kaali.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know what I'm learning as Kalim until I went second time to the mountains. Then I learned Kalim over there. So I was like, why are you training me like there's going to be a war? They said, there might be. So I was training. Now I can fight a war if I want. Right from raising an army to fighting a war, I can do. I have this knowledge. So, but I don't know exactly where I have to apply it. But I've been teaching it to women. I've been teaching Kalim to women because it's Kaali's martial art. We've trained more than 20 million girls in India.
A rapid fire segment for you.
Okay.
Call it a spiritual or a Devi rapid fire.
Sure.
Can Devi worship give me immortality?
Yes, 100%.
In one line, how?
Because it'll make you to repair faster than you damage your cells.
Okay.
And it increases your energy, Pran Shakti. So of course you'll become immortal. I've reverse aged you. You can reverse age. I didn't have this body. But it's just like a body of a 20-year-old. Everything in its health, the way it is.
How can I make my marriage successful, given the divorce rates these days?
Well, it may be possible or it may not be possible. Depends on your karma. You have to practice some yoga till you get subtle enough that you can see what all are you putting on your timeline. And depends on how you're wasting energy on your timeline. You put your energy and focus on one thing, it will happen. What is that one thing? At one point you hate the person, at one point you like the person also. So you're not really focusing on Eka Tattva. When you get Eka Tattva about your marriage and you make decisions, then it will work. Only thing not working is you haven't decided to make it work or you haven't decided to let it go. Decision to make it work cannot be yours alone. Even your husband or wife has to be involved in that. Otherwise it won't be yours alone. But decision to leave can be yours alone. So you make a decision, one way or the other. That Eka Tattva which you make, that will change your reality, because all you want is to be happy. You can be happy with or without the person. Depends on your karma. What are you putting on your timeline is called karma. What you put on your past timeline is called itihasa. Your future timeline, whatever you put, is called karma. And those are the two petals of the Agya Chakra. One which comes out like that, the one which goes out in the back. Your past and your future are infinitely stored here.
Is having a child and getting married an impediment in the spiritual process?
Vyasa was married and had a child. No, he wasn't married. He just had a child. That's another story. But Agastya was married. He didn't have a child. But Shiva was married, but even he didn't have a child. All the children are like born out of anything except the normal way.
Yeah.
So who was it who got married and had child? The rest of the rishis. They all did it. And our ancestors all did it. So there's nothing wrong in that. It's not an impediment. In fact, Hanuman had to become a grihast to get 3 siddhis from his guru, Suryadev. 6 siddhis out of the 9 siddhis he got. There's Ashtamaha Siddhi and there's one more secret 9th siddhi is there. There are 2 more secret siddhis. Actually, out of that 6 you can get if you're brahmachari, even if you're not married. But those 3 other siddhis are only got with another partner. If you don't have a partner, you can't get it. Grihastha only can get it.
Oh.
So Hanuman had to get married for that. The moment he got married, then they could teach him those siddhis. Because they're all sexual siddhis. You can only gain them with sexual practice. Then people started saying the story that Hanuman never had sex. He just married her and they both vowed to be celibate. And then since he was married, he got the siddhis. Nice fairy tale. Because that's not how it happens. There are 9 chakras, 9 siddhis. Hanuman could get 6 of them till here, being brahmachari. The next 3 siddhis, they had to get married, and it's only sexual practice that can help you to get there.
So having a child is a karma?
Yeah. It's called Runanubandha. It's a previous life thing where you have too much attachment and you can't let go of each other. Or you have too much anger and you can't let go of each other because you want justice in the next birth. So there's justice type and there's also this type of clingy stuff. People just cling to each other for no reason. They don't know why they're clinging. But the actual reason is in the previous birth, they got separated in some karma and somebody died. So then they decided to be born together again and now they're born together again. So that'll be like diabetic levels of sweetness in that relationship and suffocation because of it. So that's what's going on. So either they come to do that, children, you know how the mom and child suffocate each other in their love.
Yeah.
So like that.
Are partners also karma? Marriage partners karma? Past life karma?
Yeah, everything is karma. It's what? Karma is what you put on your future timeline. And that comes out of your past timeline. Your itihasa gives rise to your karma. Bad emotions, those who indulge in bad emotions will get bad karmas. Bad events on your future timeline.
When you say bad emotions, it would mean jealousy, negativity?
Yeah, negativity and all that. I mean, anything less than happiness.
Anything less than happiness.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a very high
Very
benchmark.
high bar. No, people keep falling below happiness all the time. No, that's a benchmark.
Okay.
That's why your spiritual practice begins in happiness.
Correct.
You can't do your spiritual practice in misery. There are 2 types of gurukulams. One is an ashram and one is an akhada. Ashram takes in anyone, destitutes, anybody, whoever. No qualification required. But in akhada, we take only warriors. We don't take everyone.
There's a selection process in an akhada?
Yes. First, I make them follow Devi Maryada. Wake up before the sunrise, catch the sun's rays for 1 hour, then have your breakfast immediately, and finish eating before 6 p.m. And after the sunset, don't have any blue light falling on you. Don't jam your time. Do one event, one thing at a time. Don't do 10 things at a time. Don't have 10 upcoming events. Clear your karmic field and only have one thing coming at a time. This is Kaali Devi Maryada. That I don't teach, but now I test them on these things. And then I teach them how to make water into structured water by keeping it in the sun and drinking it. That's Narayani Devi Maryada. We should not drink ordinary water. Water kept in a glass bottle in the sunlight is very good.
For how long?
Half an hour. It gets charged up, becomes fluffy water. It tastes very different from normal water. It feels fluffy in your mouth. So that's the water you need to drink. So then you'll have energy prana, like lots of prana shakti. If somebody's sick, you can put your hand on any of their chakras. You don't even have to touch them. You just connect and send energy and they'll feel better. Even if they're in another country, you can send energy from here and they'll start recovering. Yeah. So that kind of excess energy you have, you can heal. But people who are healers now, energy healers like pranic healing, Reiki, etc., they're just draining their energy, what they have. And they're draining all the good energy that other people are giving them. So it's spoiling the relationships, it's spoiling their fortunes, it's spoiling everything. And they don't realize it.
Yeah.
They keep doing Reiki.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I had a Reiki healer, his son was doing drugs and his son went mad.
Oh.
There's another Reiki healer, her health is so bad and she had such a bad accident and she had to be put together by some doctors. Another Reiki healer she had to go take an operation and then get rid of her kidney and something happened. So like that, I've seen a lot of people who do these healings, they lose their energy. And that should not happen. You should have excess energy. You should have an account of how much energy you can give and give that much only. Don't give more than you can, right? Like when I give money to someone who needs it,
Yeah.
I have to make sure I don't pay him, I don't take a loan to pay him.
Correct.
That's really what you should do with energy. So energy hisab is something you should keep.
What is the best time to sleep?
The first thing before you even answer this question is how to discipline your family to sleep at that time. Because the best time to sleep is 7:30 or 8 o'clock, not later than that.
Okay.
How to discipline your family to sleep at that time? You have to really explain the reason. And you really have to have a purpose. Otherwise, you can't motivate your family. If it's just let's be healthy, they're like, why should we be healthy? The neighbor is not healthy. You know?
Yeah.
That's what will happen. But if there's a purpose, everybody gets in shape. As you can see, my team, they're all getting into shape, after they came here. They're able to endure all the outdoors. They're all sitting outside without their shirt. They're getting really strong. You can tell how long someone has been here by their body.
Yeah.
Because it transforms.
True that, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why just spending time outdoors, that's all it is. Spending time outdoors shooting, we're getting healthy. Grounding, because we don't wear slippers. That's also important.
Okay.
To take a barefoot walk is so important. That's so important for health.
A healthy lady should be getting her period when? In how many days?
Roughly 28 to 30 days, in a month once.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all of this can
It's
help
not
with
the
that.
same for everyone.
Okay.
It's different.
Okay.
And it changes over time too. And sometimes it'll sync with the moon, sometimes it won't sync with the moon. There's all sorts of things. It'll keep changing according to what's on your timeline. When somebody's getting married, the period will automatically get postponed. Just psychologically, she doesn't want to be on her period during her wedding. So it'll just get postponed. Some, of course, don't have faith in that. So they go and eat pills and all. If you want to wake up at one time, you just tell your mind, wake me up at 4 o'clock, it'll wake you up at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Exactly. Even if you keep an alarm at 4 o'clock, 2 minutes before you'll be up and you'll switch off the alarm.
I have a cousin of mine who got into the army. She's in the OTA. She hasn't gotten a period in 5 months. Psychological, right?
It is psychological. There'll be something going on. She's definitely not pregnant.
Yeah.
So it is psychological.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it could be just stress saying it's not safe to have a period now.
Okay.
A period is had in safety.
Okay.
Yeah. At least in some level of safety.
When the mind is also calm?
Yeah, when the mind is feeling that I'm not safe, then a woman's period doesn't come. So when they take sudden new life-changing decisions, that lack of safety that they're feeling, then that assurance that they need that everything's going to be okay. And it's not that the period doesn't come because she's in warrior mode. On a long term, it's unhealthy. So she should get out of the warrior mode. And she should be like, I can be a woman and relax. Then the period will come.
What is that one tip that employers should keep in mind with their female workforce?
Women don't work on a morning to night cycle like men. It's not a daily cycle where the energy peaks in the morning and then drops by evening. And even for men, keeping them beyond 4 o'clock is pointless because brain starts entering into the luteal phase for men and their energy starts coming down. So the work they're going to do after 4 o'clock is going to be shabby anyway. You should start your office early for men.
Okay.
And you should start them at around 7 o'clock in the morning instead of the usual 9 to 5, 10 to 5.
Yeah.
Because by 10, already the productivity is peaking around 10, 11. And after that, it's falling down. But you've not taken advantage of that ramp up. So if men should do their best work between 7 a.m. to around 1 p.m. is good for men. That's really the super productive time. For women, the super productive time is ovulation, 5 days. And the rest of the time, you should let women to plan and choose their own schedule, however they want. Let them come to office whenever they want, do whatever they want. And during this time, you know that women will deliver if you allowed them that freedom and not shame them for having a cycle. There is an energy cycle, right?
Yes.
During periods, your energy is low. During ovulation, your energy is like 100 times higher. And they're doing Olympics.
Yeah.
Every woman is on a different day of her period.
Yeah.
How is it fair?
Yeah.
You should make them run on the same day of that cycle. It's just not fair.
Yeah.
So random people are winning. Like somebody's trained like 10 years for it, but still she lost. Like P.T. Usha.
Yeah.
She lost in the Olympics because it was on her period. Nobody published this news. So there's a lot of such stuff that just goes untalked about, and even women don't talk about it. There's so many losses for women because their periods are not being respected at work. Now, Shweta runs our company, so she's taking care of it. Women in our company are doing their best work in ovulation. You know it's coming. It's something we both wait for. Like Shweta and I wait for this. Like when a woman hits her ovulation, then boom, 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 things will get done. You can see that level energy difference. So if you don't know the value of having women working for you, it's the value of Vidya. And you should treat every woman like a Vidya, like a goddess, and allow her to use her wisdom to do things. The advice
So when you say Vidya, what should the companies do?
tap into women's wisdom.
Wisdom, okay.
Tap into their body's wisdom. And let them do their work according to when their body lets them.
Okay.
They'll never let you down.
Okay.
Women are very loyal
Yeah.
when they're respected.
Yeah.
If you don't respect them, they'll be your worst enemy.
Yeah.
So what's the problem to respect women? You only get advantage. You're like, no, she won't come 5 days during a period. I don't want to pay her during those days. Don't do this natak. Because when she comes during her ovulation, she'll do this work and more. Okay. So don't do this natak. Pay the woman fairly for the whole month.
Okay.
And don't make discrepancies in male and female pay. That's there happening a lot. Same job, man gets more than a woman. That's not okay.
So
For
period
sure.
leaves should happen, should be mandatory in organizations.
Mandatory period leaves.
For how many days?
5 days. And pay the woman. Because when she comes back, she's going to do super work for you. And women who have small children, let them work from home. Don't worry. They'll still do your work. When they find the time, they'll do your work. They'll finish their motherly duties and do your work. Now you're forcing her to get a maid, call her mom, which she didn't want to do,
Yeah.
and all that stuff to look after her kid, which you're not letting her work from home. This is rubbish. This will get you Mahapap. Separating a woman from a child is Mahapap. This will get you like a lot of suffering in the future. Your reputation will get spoiled for the future.
And this is so rampant in today's corporate world.
Corporate world is just ugly to women. They haven't considered women's needs at all. And that's really the wrong way to run a company. And they have the power to change it, but not the will.
You had a very different take on grief and sadness. You call grief and sadness a potential. Can you please talk about that?
It is a potential because it is through your grief and sadness that you envision a better world. That's when you become very tamasic, you become soft enough, vulnerable enough, and you've suffered enough to permanently fix the problem. And that's what it is.
You were telling me that Vishnu cut Devi into
pieces.
And then that led to Shaktipeeths.
Those are the Shaktipeeths in India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka.
That is because of the grief, right?
It's because of the grief. Because of Shiva's grief, which made it unbearable. Shiva cried these acid tears, and people were dying with those acid tears. Then Shanidev caught all of them and kind of deflected it to Yamlok. Everything spilt in Yamlok when he caught an active volcano and tried to catch all that. So then it became even more acidic. And then that volcano only burst. Shanidev said, I can't handle this anymore. He let it go. And it went and surrounded the world of the dead like a moat, which is Vaitharni river. And then Brahma comes along and he told Shiva, like, come on, man, why are you being stupid? And Shiva was like, what? He says, grief is the enemy of intelligence, don't you know? So he said, you don't indulge in grief, but you use grief to move. It is potential. A classic example is Wim Hof, who did everything that he's doing today because of the grief of losing his wife. So there are many people who got motivated by grief and did amazing things, including me. I feel grief when I see people not rising up to their full potential, being indisciplined. I just feel, what have we educated our young men and women into? We don't have control over anything, not our health, not our happiness, not our money. I feel grief. So that's why I teach people. But we're doing an entertaining job of teaching people. I'm not bringing my grief into my videos.
How do I know whether Devi has abandoned me or not?
You will have emotions. That's when she's abandoned you.
Suicidal thoughts?
Just emotions. Any emotion. Less than happiness.
So
Devi's abandoned you. Yes.
for most of humanity.
Suicidal thought is when she's really abandoned you.
Okay.
Yes, when she's standing at a distance and watching, she's like, yeah, let's see how much you respect me now. Because you keep crying about your life.
Yes.
When you cry about your life, you're saying, Devi, you don't know enough to make a good life. If I was in your place, I would do this better.
You're questioning her intent.
You're questioning.
Okay.
When you cry, you're not saying, what gifts do you have for me? You're not opening the packets like me every day. What gifts did you send me today? I asked Devi. and she'll send me something. Sometimes even if she's not thought of sending me something, she'll send me something because I asked. So I'm always asking Devi for gifts, and I'm like, yeah, go on, tell me. And she shows me her presence. I go to bed thinking of Devi, Yoga Nidra, take me in your lap, and I sleep in Yoga Nidra. And when I wake up, I remember Devi Mahamaya. When she spoke to Vishnu, I feel like I'm Vishnu when I woke up. I'm on a people leaf as a baby, and Vishnu heard the mantra in the sweetest possible voice. Sarva khalvidam evaham na anyadasti sanatanam. The whole universe is me. There's nothing eternal except me. There is no other thing that is eternal again other than me, and this is the world. And I will always be here. I hear that and I'm like, everything I see is Devi. Sarva khalvidam evaham, she said. Everything I see is Devi, you're Devi, he's Devi, he's Devi, he's Devi. Everybody is Devi. Good.
How do I know Devi is with me?
Because people will behave divine with you.
Okay.
All around you. You'll see that. People behave like gods and goddesses with you. And you'll also behave like a Devi with them. That means you're not getting into these negative, limiting complaints of victimhood.
Yeah.
You're getting into, let's solve this problem in a divine way. Let's see what I can conjure up with my Maya. You're in that mood. And that's when you know Devi is with you. When you have this thought, okay, let me conjure up a solution now with Maya. Problems will still come. Your attitude will be different. That's the only difference between someone who commits suicide and somebody who solves a problem. Attitude. So they will be in your attitude. You'll have a divine attitude to solve problems. You'll be happy all the time.
Guruji, I cannot thank you enough for this enlightening conversation in such an enlightening atmosphere, and it's only because of you that we've been able to make this happen. So thank you so much. I feel so privileged and so honored, and it's been such a flowy communication, as I was telling you, and of course there's all kinds of presence. I can feel it.
Yes.
So I'm very moved and
Of course
touched.
you
Thank
can.
you.
Of course you can. Because Devi said she'll come for this podcast, and she gave out information that I never thought that I would give out. So it's not me. It's Devi doing it. She cut me to come to the podcast. No, I will come on your face. And she cut and took blood from here. She drank blood from my face to be here. So please watch this podcast many times, those who are watching. Because every time you watch it, you learn something new.
Yes. Thank you so much. Namaste.
You're welcome.
Guruji.
Thank you for coming all the way.
Pleasure. Thank you.
In case you'd like to be a part of our online and in-person yoga, diet and spiritual programs, you can join our WhatsApp group below, where we post all our upcoming programs and give free tips on health, diet and lifestyle.